Hello and welcome. You're now looking at YouTube.com. And if you go to the front page of YouTube.com and you go to the left side menu, you'll notice that there is a section there called Live. And if you go there, you'll notice that there are a number of videos, both scheduled and happening while you're looking at the page, that are considered to be live. And these videos are being broadcast from the creator's personal computer or mobile device to the individuals that are watching the live stream. And so while an individual can still upload videos direct to YouTube, they can also use the same facility in order to go live. Now in this course, we will walk through the minimum viable equipment needed in order to get started streaming from your desktop computer or your mobile device to YouTube Live, allowing you to reach new subscribers and customers. One of the first things you'll need to do is to make sure that you have a Google and or YouTube account. And so we will start at that point in the next video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video we're going to talk about some of the minimum viable equipment you're going to need in order to live stream. Now assuming that you do have a laptop computer or personal computer of some kind, you are going to need to have an external microphone. Now you can use the microphone that is within your personal computer, but typically at minimum you do want to have some kind of microphone that plugs into your computer to get a decent sound quality. Now, until you feel comfortable with the revenue level, you don't have to go overboard in terms of pricing when you're purchasing a microphone, but you do need to have something. Now, one thing to think about when you're getting a microphone is going to be latency in terms of your computer. Now, whenever you have something running through your USB ports that could potentially cause a problem depending on your computer's resources, one of the ways around this is to have a microphone that plugs into your stereo port. And this is not something that is very common. However, you can still find these headsets that actually plug into the stereo ports. But you do have to look around for them, and the pricing isn't as favorable as it used to be. Now, if you want to use a stereo plug microphone, you can also use an external sound card. And this does give you a few more advantages, especially if you're going to be doing interviews with other people. And so you're going to have this plugged into your USB, and you're going to be able to plug microphones into it, multiple in some cases. Now, if you're willing to go up in price for an external sound card, you're going to want to look to something like a Creative Sound Blaster. However, you do want to make sure that you're getting something that fits your computer system as well as something with good reviews. What you want to think about with the Creative Sound Blaster is that this is a type. So you don't have to get this brand, and you don't have to be married to the form. You just want to consider having an external sound card and start thinking about how you can do this with your current system. If price is an issue, you can go down in price. Now, we're not talking about brand when we're talking about being able to plug your stereo plugs into your USB. You can do it for a fairly low amount if you're willing to, by getting an adapter. And in that way, you won't have to go up in price when you look at an external sound card. Now, you're going to be using multiple USB ports as you grow in your live streaming. And one of the ways that you want to start thinking about how you're going to be using your computer resources is to have some kind of docking station. This will give you more USB ports. It'll also give you areas where you can plug in multiple monitors. You start running out of monitor space, you want to add monitors, you want to add more USB ports. One of the ways around the limitations of your system is to get a docking station. Once again, don't think about the brand. Think about the form and get the one that has the best reviews for you and fits your system. Another thing you're going to want to think about is going to be a webcam. Now, you may have a webcam associated with your personal computer. If so, you want to go ahead and use it. One of the other things you want to think about is, again, the issue of latency. You're looking at the Logitech 930E, and the thing that is unique about this camera is that the camera's resources run the webcam as opposed to your personal computer. So if you can find a webcam that runs the resources within the camera like this one, then it can be good when you're live streaming because it'll be less taxing on your laptop. Now, the more monitors that you have available to you, the more you're going to be able to do simultaneously while you live stream. So you'll be able to switch back and forth between screens. You'll be able to keep track of chats. You'll be able to keep track of quite a bit if you're going to be live streaming. And you are going to need to have multiple monitors, as many as you are comfortable with. You do want to make sure that those monitors are going to be HD for the period of time as of the recording of this video. HD is 920 by 1080. That may be different by the time that you are watching this course. If you travel, you can also get what's called a portable monitor. It's the same process. You can get an HD monitor, and it is a little more portable than having a monitor. And you can get these monitors in HD, of course. Now, the docking station that you saw before was primarily for a Windows-based computer. You can also do this with a Mac by using something that connects to the USB-C port. Now, in terms of using your mobile device, you want to think in the same terms. You do want to have something that will connect you to the internet and be wired while giving you the opportunity to have your iPhone connected. You're also going to want to have some kind of tripod so that you don't have to hold your mobile device while you are going live. Another search that you want to do is to make sure that your lighting is going to be appropriate. If you search for ring lighting, you'll be able to find ring lighting associated with your setup. And so these are the kinds of things that you want to think about in terms of minimum viable equipment. You may need more or less depending on your setup, but these are ways that you can keep the cost down and at the same time live stream effectively with everything you want to present. Welcome back. Now, if you don't already have a YouTube account, you are going to need to start with the sign in button, which will take you through the sign up process, allowing you to use your existing Google account or to set up a Google account in order to set up your YouTube account. What we're going to do is we're going to click this sign in button. What you're going to notice here is that you're going to be asked to sign in using your Google account. If you don't have one, you're going to need to create that account either for yourself or to manage your business. Now, in order to set up your account, you are going to need to go through an account verification process. And to do that, you're going to need to either use a text verification code or have a telephone call with an automated message. You'll need to write in your phone number in order to receive the call to verify your YouTube account. And so one of the things you'll notice here is that if you already have your number attached to a YouTube account, you can only do this twice per phone number per year. And so once you go through that process, you will then be ready to use your YouTube account. What we're going to do first in this case is we're going to go first to the channel. We're then going to go to our account. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our YouTube settings. So we're going to click this link. And you're going to notice here that YouTube is taking your image for your profile from your Google account. And so in order to edit this image or to even place an image here, if you don't have one, you're going to need to edit your Google account. So that's what we're going to do first, is we're going to edit this image on Google. And what you can do is you can further personalize your account by either changing or adding in the image. So coming back to our settings page, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this link that says Channel Status and Features. And you're going to want to start with the general settings. You're going to first determine your default units. You'll then go to your channel. And what you'll notice here is that you can edit your channel name using your Google account. So it's here that you can edit your channel name as well as to give your channel a nickname. So for example, we can write in a nickname for this channel. And we can then click Save. We can then decide how we want to display the channel name. In this case, we can then take our nickname, or we can use our nickname in parentheses. We can then go back to the name category. We can then go back to our settings. You're then going to want to determine your country of residence. Once you do that, you'll then click Save. Now that dialog box is going to go away, and we're going to bring it back by going to our settings. We're going to go back to our channel settings. What we're also going to do here is we're going to write in keywords that determine what our channel is going to be about. As you write in the keywords, when you place a comma after the keyword will then be part of your YouTube settings. Once you have all of the keywords that you want to have in your settings, you can then click Save. Now before we go on to complete the rest of the settings, we're going to stop the video here. Welcome back. Now one very important setting that you're going to want to take note of, you'll find in the advanced settings. And you're going to notice here that in the audience, you're going to need to make a determination as to whether you want your channel to be set as being made for children. Now this is an area where you're going to want to make sure that you read their disclosure carefully before you determine if your channel is made for children or whether it is not. Now what you can do by default is to make sure that you review every video for this setting. Or you can just determine that the channel is not to be made for children, that you never upload content that's made for children, or that you always do. So once again, you'll want to go through this carefully. If you already have a Google AdWords account, you can link that Google AdWords account to your YouTube channel. And what that will do is that will allow you to use YouTube advertising with your Google AdWords account. And to do that, you'll need to have an AdWords account. Your AdWords account will need to be set up already on the email address that you have for your Google account. And if that's the case, all you'll need to do here is to click this Link Account button. Now you can add in a default setting where if you're going to have auto-generated captions, you can determine that you won't have your captions to show potentially inappropriate words. You can tick that by default, or you can leave it unticked. You can also determine whether your subscriber account will always be displayed. You can untick this if you don't want that number to be public. Now, if you are earning revenue for this channel, you'll want to determine whether you want interest-based ads to be shown on your videos or not. What you can do here is you can determine and have these advertisements disabled by default, or you can leave the default setting and have them turned on. If you've made changes in this area, you can then click Save. What we're now going to do is we're going to go to Feature Eligibility. And what you're going to see here is you're going to have certain features that are going to be default settings. And you're going to want to go to these features to walk through the process to get default features enabled, including video uploads, playlist creation, collaborators, as well as new videos to existing playlists. And if you've been through the phone verification process, you're going to see other features that are going to be available to you that, again, will not be available to you until you complete that phone verification process. Once you've walked through this process, you're then going to want to click Save. The next part of the settings, you're going to see Upload Defaults. And we're going to go here to this area. What we're going to do here right now is we're going to stop the video and we're going to come back at the point at which we're working with the upload defaults in our settings area. Welcome back. Now you are going to see that you're going to have upload defaults. And basically, this is going to be the information that you want to have in your YouTube videos on a routine basis. So whenever you create a video, what you'll see here is you'll see this information given to you ahead of time so you don't have to repeat writing the same information. You'll also have visibility. That's always going to be the case. You'll also have tags. So any information that you typically are going to have in your YouTube videos, you're going to want to make sure you write them in the default settings. The same thing is going to be true on the advanced settings side. You're going to have a standard license. You're going to have a default category. Now you can change that default category. You're going to have a default language. You're going to have a default caption certification. You're going to have a default setting for your comments. And so you can determine all of these things for all of your videos by default. And what this will do is this will keep you from having to customize each individual video with the same things over and over again. Now, if you're going to have someone working with you, you can use the permissions link. And what you can do is you can give other people access to your channel to make changes. And to do that, you're going to click this invite button and you're going to write the email into this area. You're then going to use this access link, and you can determine that other people are going to either be a manager who can do just about everything except for delete your channel, an editor, a limited editor, a viewer, and then a viewer limited. So you'll want to choose the designation of the person that's going to be working with you on the channel or assisting you, and then invite the individual. There is also a community link, and this is where you could add in other YouTubers in association with your channel, moderators, approved users, hidden users. And what you're going to need is you're going to need their channel URL to place in here inside of your filter area. When it comes to moderators, these individuals can work with your comments. When it comes to users, we can make it so that comments from these individuals are automatically published. When it comes to hidden users, we can make it so that comments from these individuals will not show up in your channel dialog. And what you can do is when you have comments that appear with specific words, you can make it so that these comments are going to be held. This can be helpful with your live stream recording. And you can also make it so that YouTube will hold any comments with any specific hashtags or URLs. They'll be held for review until you have a chance to approve them. There is also the default area. Now this is going to apply to your recordings, but what we can do is we can make it so that any comment that's made on our video can be held instead of automatically displayed. And we can do the same thing in our discussions tab. Now when it comes to our live chat, what we can do is we can hold anything that we deem inappropriate as a message for review. In the Agreements tab, you'll see here that this is the YouTube Terms of Service document, which you can click to and read for yourself. Now you are going to want to be familiar with all of these agreements, including the community guidelines, terms of service, and platform policies. In particular, YouTube does have specific terms when it comes to live streaming, and you're going to want to make sure that you read them and that you understand them thoroughly. Once you've made all the appropriate changes, you can then click Save. Welcome back. Now, assuming that you have a webcam connected to your personal computer, or you have a separate camera connected to your personal computer, you will be able to come into your YouTube studio, and then you're going to go to this Create button. You're going to see a button here or a link that says Go Live. You're going to click on that link. You are then going to be invited to the YouTube Live control room. Now typically by default, when you first enter the studio, you're going to have this first tab enabled, and this is going to be the stream. That stream is going to require encoding software. What we want to look at right now is going to be the software within YouTube Studio that will allow us to stream live on YouTube Live using our webcam. And that's going to be this first tab down. We're going to click on that tab. You're then going to see that you're going to be able to place in some information about your particular video. What you should recognize is that you have your default settings already here. So what we can do is we can add on to those default settings that we set up in our upload defaults. You're going to notice that the video is set up for public. And again, this was part of our upload defaults. We can make it so that our live stream is going to be unlisted so that only those individuals that have the link will be able to view it, or we can make it so that only we will be able to view our live video. But just so that you'll note, the recording will be the same unless we go back after the video in order to change it. You're going to notice here that you can designate that this particular live stream video is either going to be or not going to be for children. We can make that designation, and once again, you'll recognize that we did in our defaults set up so that we answer this question with each individual video, whether it is live or upload. You're then going to see a More Options tab. What you're also going to see here are more of your upload defaults. And you're going to see that you can write in more than you had during your upload defaults. You can also determine a different category than your upload default. You're going to then see the camera information that is going to be available. Now, YouTube will automatically try to detect your camera. In some cases, what you'll need to do is you'll need to enable the webcam that is associated with your personal computer. If you haven't done that by this stage, then you'll need to do it before you get to see which webcam and microphone YouTube is connecting to. There are going to be two more settings that you'll want to work with before you determine when you're going to go live. First is you're going to click Advanced Settings. And basically, you can determine whether you're going to have a live chat displaying during your live stream. You can make it so that this live stream will not have or will not allow a chat with other individuals that attend the chat. And all you'll have to do is toggle this over. If your live stream contains some kind of paid promotion, you'll need to indicate that here by toggling on this setting. And you can choose to make sure that there's going to be some kind of disclosure to those that are attending your live stream. Now, what you'll also see here is a toggle for scheduling your live stream for later. And if you determine that what you're going to do is to schedule your live stream for a later time, you can do that by writing in the schedule here in this area. If that's what you determine, you can write that in and then click Next. What we're going to do here is stop the video and we're going to pick it up from this point where we are looking at our stream preview. Welcome back. Now, for the sake of this video, you're going to notice that you have a stream preview here. And the reason that it is darkened is that the camera is covered for the sake of the recording. However, we're going to hover over this stream preview, because what we can do with the stream preview is we can use it to take a thumbnail for the video. And so we can do that by clicking this link, and what we can do is we can use our webcam in order to take a thumbnail that will appear in association with the video. You'll notice then that your webcam will then take an image that will be part of a thumbnail. What you can also do at this point is you can upload a custom thumbnail. And if you click this link, you'll then be taken to your hard drive in order to grab an image that you can upload for your stream preview. And you'll see that the image has now been uploaded. What you'll also see here is that we scheduled our stream for a specific date. What we can do here is we can go in and edit that date, and we can set the schedule for when we actually want it to be. You'll also see a link here that says Share. And so this is the link that you'll want to give to people before you actually go live in connection to the date. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click Share. And what we can then do is we can copy the link to our various social media. We can embed this link on our website, or we can just distribute the link. Now, when we're ready to go live with our broadcast, what we can do is we can click this link, and then YouTube Studio will then allow us to broadcast live on our channel, and we will then be live. Now, once again, you're seeing this area and it is actually grayed or blacked out. That's only because our webcam is technically covered for the sake of this video. Now, once you're in the video, you can make changes to what other individuals are seeing. So for example, one thing that we can do is we can click on this mic, and that will then mute us for this particular live stream. We can click it and turn it back on. What we can also do is we can edit our settings. We can click this link. And we can then do is we can edit certain parts of the live stream while we're in it. For example, we can do is we can make it so that our live chat will be part of the replay. What we can also do is to enable slow mode, and this will allow you to designate that individuals will have to wait 60 seconds between their actual comments. Individuals will be able to participate with us inside of this area as they join us on our live stream, and we'll be able to interact with them by typing into this area. So as we interact with individuals live, once we've completed the live stream, we can click this button that says End Stream. We can then click End. What you'll see here is you'll have statistics about the actual live stream. We can click this blue button that will allow us to edit and work with our recording inside of our live studio. So we're going to stop the video here, and we're going to pick it up from the editing screen within our live stream. Welcome back. Now the live stream that you just created will then be inside of the video editor. What we're going to do right now is we're going to click F5. That's going to refresh the page. And then once we do that, we're just going to click inside the video to stop the area where it is repeating and circling. What we're then going to do is we're going to find the place in the video that we want to edit out. So what we'll do here is we will then pull this peg to the timeline, or we will let it play to that point. What we're then going to do is we're then going to click the trim button. What we're then going to do is click the split button. What you'll then do is you'll then pull this cursor along the area where you want to edit out. Once you do that, what you're going to do is click the preview button. That's going to give you the new video. Now the new video will be this blue part that's light blue plus this other light blue part, and what will be edited out will be this dark blue part. What you're then going to click is Save as New. You're then going to have the opportunity to save a brand new video. And so basically you can decide to make this video public right away. You can decide to make it unlisted, or you can decide to make it private. What you may want to do is you may want to give it a different name. Once you've done that, what you can do then is you can click the Save as New button. And what's going to happen then is YouTube is going to create a brand new video. You're still going to have the video that you originally created, but you're going to have a new video that's going to be rendering with the changes that you made. What you can then do with your original video is you can click Discard Changes, and then your original video will be left as is. What you're then going to want to do is to click this link that says Channel Videos. Now what you'll see then on the upload side is that you'll see a new video, and that'll be the video that you just edited from your live video. Your original live video will be on the live side. If we click that link, you're then going to see your live video, and it's going to be here in the live replay area of your live replay videos. And you can see that video here. You can go back to the editor by clicking on this link that says Details. You'll then see a link for the editor. That'll bring you back to the editor screen, and you'll then be able to do more editing and then create another video from the live video that you have just created. Welcome back. Now it's possible that you may want to stream what is on your desktop computer, and you want to stream it using YouTube Live. And so we can do that. What we're going to do first is we're going to go to this Create area, and we're then going to click Go Live. And instead of focusing on the Webcam tab, we are going to focus on the Stream tab. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Stream tab. And when you go there, what you're going to notice is that you're going to need to have some kind of encoding software, which will take what's on your desktop computer, broadcast it to YouTube, so that YouTube can then broadcast from your desktop. And there are several ways for you to be able to do that. One way to do it is to use Zoom.com. Zoom is basically an online and webinar platform which allows you to take what's on your personal computer and broadcast it over an internet connection. What you can do with Zoom is that you can take that same signal and broadcast it using YouTube Live. Now you are going to need to have one of their paid plans in order to do this. You're also going to need to have their paid webinar add-on in order to undertake this using Zoom. And so you'll start the process inside of Zoom by scheduling a webinar. You'll then click Schedule. What you'll then do is to come into your webinar. You'll then click on More. And what you'll notice here is that you'll need to add on a live streaming service. And what you're going to do here is you're going to click this button that says Add Service. Now, what Zoom will need in order to take the signal or feed and broadcast it to YouTube is a stream URL, a stream key, and a live streaming page URL. So what we're going to do is to come inside of our YouTube studio, and then we're going to create a new stream key. And we're going to give that key a name and description. What we're then going to do is click Create. What we'll then need to do is to copy the stream key. So we're going to click Copy. And we're going to place that information inside of the stream key area. We're then going to need the stream URL. We'll then get that information from this area. We'll click Copy, and then we'll head back to our Zoom account. What we'll then do is to place the stream URL key inside of this area. Now, Zoom requires that you have a live streaming page URL, and this is where the individual will be able to watch the live stream of the webinar. Now, YouTube doesn't give us a URL that we can use at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop the video here, and we're going to pick it up from finding a way to place a live streaming page URL here inside of Zoom. Welcome back. Now, one of the ways that you can make sure that you have a live streaming page URL is to create the page ahead of time, even though the video technically won't be there until you embed it. And to do that, you can go to your website. We're going to go to a WordPress website that we already have set up. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a new post or a page. In this case, we're going to add a new page. We're going to give that page a name. And what we can do in this case is we can make this page private. What we can then do is to update the page. We then have a page where we can go and we can view the page. And we'll see here that this page is now ready. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab the URL, and we're going to take that URL and place it inside of Zoom. And we're going to place the link here, and we're then going to click Save. Now that we're back inside of Zoom, we can start the webinar. That's going to open up the Zoom client. Once we open up the Zoom client, we can then click Share Screen. We can then choose the screen that we're going to share. We can then click Share. Now, typically what you would do here if you're going to be broadcasting and speaking is you would join with your computer audio. Now, for the sake of this video, we are not going to join with our computer audio. What we now want to do is we want to head over to our YouTube studio. What we're going to need to do inside of Zoom is we're going to need to go to this menu. We're then going to need to click on Live on Custom Live Streaming Service. And then Zoom will go through a process where it begins to prepare to live stream the webinar using the custom live streaming service. What we now want to do is we want to tab over to our YouTube studio to make sure that we are streaming live. And what you'll notice then is that inside of our live streaming studio, we are showing the screen that we should be showing for our broadcast. Now, the controls that we need are here at the top. We have a highlight video share. We can add a stream marker, and basically what you'll want to know is how to share this link. And so what you can do now is you can click this share link. What you'll then see is the embed code. We're going to click embed. What we're then going to do is we're then going to click copy. What we'll then do is we'll head back to our website. What we'll then do is to paste the code. We'll then update that code. What we'll then be able to do is to check our page. And we'll then be able to click to see what the visitor is going to see. And you'll notice that our stream is happening live from our YouTube channel. Welcome back. Now you may have noticed that Zoom has a direct connection to YouTube Live. So for example, if we were to click Start this webinar, and what you'll see here is that the client is going to open up for Zoom. Now once again, for the sake of this video, we are not going to join with our computer audio. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to go to this menu, assuming then that you do have the webinar add-on plan. You're going to go to the More area and you're going to click on Live on YouTube. You're then going to allow Zoom to manage your account. You're then going to confirm Zoom access. What you can then do is you can write in your Zoom webinar title as it's going to appear on YouTube. You can also determine whether or not this live session is going to appear unlisted or private. Now for the sake of this video, we're going to make it unlisted. And when we click this button, we can go live. Zoom will then go through a process of connecting to your YouTube account. And your webinar will then be live on YouTube Live. What you'll notice then that if we simultaneously go to the encoder area, that the encoder area is not enabled. So this is a direct connection from Zoom to your YouTube Live account. Now we do have all of the links available. We can share the link to the individuals that we want to attend this particular session. Now the disadvantage of using this way is that we will not be able to necessarily prepare ahead of time and to give people the opportunity to see a landing page. However, if we want to use a spontaneous method of being able to share our desktop using our YouTube Live account, we can use this way of direct connecting to our YouTube Live. Welcome back. Now if you intend to use Zoom as an encoder and you're going to use it on YouTube Live, you can first go to this Create area and then go to your Go Live Studio. That's going to open you up into the Go Live Studio. That's going to open you up into the Manage Your Streams tab. What you're going to do then is you're going to click Schedule Stream. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a new stream with new settings. What you're then going to do is you're going to write in all of the information, whether you're going to add to your upload defaults or whether or not you're going to leave it the same. Now for the sake of this video, we're going to leave our upload defaults pretty much the same. What we are going to do is we're going to upload a custom thumbnail. That means then that we're going to go to a YouTube template inside of Canva, and we're then going to download that template in order to upload it to our YouTube Live account. So we're now going to grab the thumbnail. And what we're now going to do is we're going to set the date ahead of time. We're going to make our designation for children. And what we're going to do is we're going to schedule or create the stream. Now prior to the actual date, you are going to see your upcoming stream here in your live video area. You're going to go to your videos tab and you're going to click over from the uploads tab to the live tab. And what you're going to see is you're going to see then that you have all of your upcoming sessions. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the session that we just created in order to promote it. And to do that, we're going to grab the details. We're going to actually get the share link and the embed code. So what we can do is we can come to the actual video page. We can click the share link. What we can then do is click the embed code. We can then copy the embed code. We can then create a new post or page on our website. When we do that, we can give it a title. And we can then paste in our code. What we can then do is publish the code. And we will then have a page that we can then begin to promote. And when individuals come to this page and they click on the play button, they'll then be able to set their reminder in order to come to our session. We're going to stop the video here and pick it up in the next video. Welcome back. So now that you have your live session set and you can begin promoting your page, what you want to do is to connect your Zoom encoder to this particular session. So what we're going to do is to go back to our live studio and we're going to click Go Live. That's going to bring us into this area, but first what we're going to do is we're going to go into Manage area so that we can find the particular live stream that we're going to be using, and we want to make sure that we've connected our encoder. We're then going to click on this area and we're going to click on the scheduled session. And you'll notice here that what we need to do is we need to create a stream key, and we need to make sure that that stream key is going to be connected to the individual session that we have for our live Zoom webinar. And so what we're going to do to be safe is we're going to create a new stream key. We're then going to click Create. That's going to give us a new Zoom stream key. So we need to take this information and we need to place it inside of the session that we create that we're going to give in this future session inside of Zoom. So we're going to come into Zoom and we're going to create our webinar. And what we're going to do is we're going to click Schedule. Once we do that, we're going to come down into this area and we're going to click on the More button. What we're going to do is we're going to add on a service. What we need to do now is we need to get that information from our YouTube channel for this encoding connection. So we're going to copy the stream key and we're going to head back to Zoom. And we're going to paste that stream key here in the dialog box. What we now need to do is to get the stream URL from our YouTube channel, and we're going to place that inside of this dialog box. What we also need to do is we need to get our live streaming page URL. In this case, we're going to get our landing page. And so we're going to grab the URL from this page. We're then going to click Save. So we've now connected the Zoom webinar that we created to the particular area inside of our YouTube account. What we want to do next is we want to come to this place on the date that is scheduled. Welcome back. Now on the date of the actual webinar, what we're going to do is to come inside of Zoom. We're then going to start our webinar. What we're then going to do is we're going to either share our screen or our camera. So for the sake of this video, we're going to go through the share screen and we're going to share a specific screen. So now what we need to do is we need to turn on our live streaming connection. So that means then we're going to go here to the top. We're then going to go live into our custom live streaming service. That's going to open Zoom up into our YouTube Live. So Zoom will go through a process and then it will connect through the encoder, which is connected to our YouTube Live. We should be able to see within our studio that we are connected, and we'll see that connection here inside of our YouTube studio. That means then that at the point that this webinar goes live, we will be able to see our encoder broadcasting to our page. Welcome back. You are now inside of StreamYard.com. And now that you understand the basics of being able to connect to YouTube Live, you can use any live streaming service, even if you choose not to use one like Zoom. There is a service similar to Zoom called StreamYard. And with StreamYard, you can also stream from your desktop, your camera, or what is on your computer screen into YouTube Live or other services. So for example, if we were to set the destinations here, and we clicked this destinations button, we can add a destination. Now once we've done this, we have a direct connection to our YouTube channel. Now again, the issue with this is that it would be difficult for us to schedule a live stream using this encoder. What we could do instead is we can set a destination. In this particular, we can click Add a Destination. And what we can then do is click this button that says Custom RTMP. Now this does require an upgraded account from StreamYard, but you'll be able to see the language here from StreamYard. And what you'll see here is that you need an RTMP server URL and a stream key for your destination. And of course, that is exactly what you have here. You have a stream key and you have an RTMP stream URL. What that means then is that you can connect to any of your scheduled live streams inside of YouTube Live. Welcome back. Now there's also free open source software that you can use in order to stream from your desktop into YouTube Live. And you can find it by doing a search for open broadcasting software. Now, as is the case with any software, you're going to want to verify that you have the correct website. You're also going to want to verify that this software is going to be safe for your system. Never download any open source software if you can't verify that it's going to be safe for your system. Now, that being said, we are going to look to Open Broadcaster software. And for the sake of this video, we are working with a Windows computer, so we are going to download the Windows version. Once we do that, we're going to open up the OBS Studio software. And we are going to install the software. We are then going to launch the software. Now, when you first start OBS, you're going to be able to enter your stream information into the auto configuration wizard. And you can choose an individual service. And in this case, we are going to choose the YouTube RTMP service. What OBS will then ask you for is going to be your stream key. Now, assuming that you have created a new stream key, you can copy that stream key from your YouTube area. You can then enter that stream key into your OBS software. And what you can do is you can then click Next. Once the software has been auto-configured, you can then click Apply Settings. Now, this is not a full-blown tutorial on how to use Open Broadcaster software. What we're going to do is to set up a simple scene capturing a browser, and then what we're going to do is to start streaming. Now the Open Broadcaster software has started to stream. What we can now do is we can check our YouTube Live studio area. And we can now see that what is broadcasting on our desktop with Open Broadcaster software is now broadcasting through our YouTube studio. So once again, the key to understanding how to connect your YouTube studio to your software, whether it is in the cloud or it is on your desktop, is using the RTMP settings and the stream key. Welcome back. Now you probably noticed that you can broadcast to multiple destinations inside of StreamYard, which is a cloud-based service allowing you to connect your encoder. Now there are other services like StreamYard that will allow you to broadcast both to your YouTube channel as well as to other locations such as your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, and then other cloud-based services such as Periscope and Twitter. One of those services is called Restream, and you can find it at restream.io. Now Restream will allow you to add a channel to your multiple destination stream. And basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be clicking this button that says Add a Channel. What you can do is you can tie in to your YouTube stream. What you will basically do then is you will connect your Restream account to your YouTube account. you're going to allow Restream to connect to your YouTube account. What that means then is that you will then be able to start a stream with Restream that will go to your YouTube account. And you can add a channel so that that stream will be going to another location at the same time. To do that, you'll go to Add a Channel. And in this case, we can choose to also broadcast to our Facebook account. We can then connect our Facebook account to our Restream account. We can choose a page or a group or our personal profile. We can also add in Periscope, which is connected to Twitter. And we can authorize our Restream account. Restream then has its own live studio. And once we are sharing our screen inside that live studio, what we can do here is we can then click Go Live. And we will then be broadcasting into our various locations. And you'll see here that we are broadcasting inside of YouTube Live. And you will see here that we are also broadcasting on our social media accounts. But we do want to also be able to take advantage of the scheduling features inside of YouTube Live. So we will look at that in the next video. Welcome back. So the question is, can we multi-stream and yet have a scheduled event? To do this, we're going to come inside of Restream and go to Restream Events. What we're then going to do is we're going to schedule a live event. We are going to give that event a title. We are then going to upload a thumbnail image. We're then going to click Next. We're then going to create the event, and we're going to customize the stream details. In particular, we're going to customize the stream details for our YouTube live stream. We're then going to click Apply. We are then going to create the event. What we will now see inside of our YouTube studio is we have our event that has already been created and scheduled. We can see that our server has been set. We're going to make our children designation and then click Save. So now all we have to do is go into our studio at the appointed time to initiate the live stream inside of Restream. We can use this placeholder to advertise and embed inside of our website. So what we've now done is we've made it so that we can schedule our events inside of Restream and use the scheduling features inside of YouTube Live. Welcome back. Now Restream does have a feature that will allow you to broadcast standalone files using its service through the channels that you have set up in Restream, including YouTube Live. And to do that, you're going to go to this link that says Video Files Scheduler. And that's going to open up this interface. What you're going to need to do first is you're going to need to upload a video to the scheduler. So you're going to click on Videos. What you're going to do here is you're going to click this button that says Upload Video. And then Restream will start the process of connecting your video to its system. Now this is not going to be instantaneous, so you are going to need to wait this process. What we're going to do right now is we're going to stop the video and we're going to pick it up from the point at which Restream has completed the processing of this video. Now if for some reason you feel as if the process has taken longer than you would have expected, what you can do from this point is you can hit your F5 button and that will refresh the actual page. And as you can see here, now our video appears. What we need to do now is we need to go to the queue. And what we need to do is we need to click Schedule Recorded Video. What we're now going to need to do is we're going to click Advanced. And you'll notice here that we do have our YouTube channel. And what we're then going to do is we're going to click this button that says Schedule Recorded Video. And what's going to happen now is that Restream is going to use our YouTube Live, but at the same time, what they're broadcasting is going to be a video that we were not live in order to create. So it's another way to use YouTube Live and Restream in a way that helps you to be time effective. Welcome back. Now you can also go live on your YouTube account using your mobile device. The first thing you're going to need from your App Store, whether you're using an iOS device or an Android device, is the YouTube application. Now obviously the YouTube application is already on the mobile device that you're seeing. What we're going to do is we're going to click the Update button as if we were downloading the original application. And we are now going to undertake the update process. You would undertake the installation process if you've not installed the application. What we're now going to do is open the application. What we're going to do is click the bottom button and we're going to click the link that says Go Live. Now what you'll notice here is that this channel that we are using for the sake of this tutorial does not meet updated eligibility requirements for mobile live streaming. It does allow us to continue to use the webcam and broadcasting software. So we are going to follow the instructions and click Learn More. Now you're going to need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. You'll need to have no live streaming restrictions. You'll need to have your channel verified, and you'll need to have an iOS device that is of reasonable age. So what we're going to do now is use a different account, and we're going to go live again, this time with a more eligible channel. So we're now going to click Go Live. So what you will do is you will designate all of the necessary information for your stream. You do have the option of scheduling the stream for later. You are going to have to do your disclosure for children. And once you do that, you'll then be able to click Next. You can take another thumbnail for your live stream. And once you've done that, you can just click the button and then go live to create your live stream. YouTube will give you the option of streaming in landscape, or you can stream in portrait. If you want to stream in landscape, all you'll need to do is to turn your device. Otherwise, you can click the link and stream in portrait. In conclusion, you've now walked through the process of broadcasting live on YouTube Live. You've seen how to embed your content so that you can use it to generate leads and to generate sales. And you've seen how to schedule it ahead of time. You've seen how to use tools like Restream to broadcast recorded videos. And you've seen how to broadcast your screen as well as your camera and do it across multiple platforms simultaneously, including YouTube Live. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.